everybody, welcome to day 5. We are on day 5. Happy Labor Day. I hope you guys are resting today, maybe. Hopefully you're taking care of yourselves in some form or fashion. And then you're not getting too stressed out with family gathering or cooking, things of that nature. So I really do hope that you are taking rest from your labor today on this Labor Day. To take care of yourself. So welcome to day 5 of my 30-day self-care challenge. And today's self-care tip is to organize a small area in your home and or office. Or it could be your car, it could be anywhere. As usual, I have my notes so that I don't forget some key things to share with you guys. So today I want to encourage you to try this tip of trying to organize a small area in your home, in your office, your car, anywhere that might not be well organized. It may be a stressor point for you. Maybe take some time today or some other day and kind of organize it. And you can do that in steps. So some of you know, some of you guys don't know that I do struggle with ADHD, inattentive type. So I'm not bouncing off the walls. But the way the ADHD brain works is that it gets overwhelmed when there's too much information being uploaded. So if too much stuff is being thrown at me at one time, my brain will actually shut down. So I found different tips, different ways to kind of work through that. But it still can be a challenge depending on the setting you're in, things of that nature. So I share that because trying to do too much at one time for some people, even if you don't have ADHD, sometimes trying to do too much at one time will overwhelm you. You'll get frustrated and then you just throw everything up in the air and say, I'm done. Which might be why you may not be as organized in different areas of your life, right? So that's why I suggest a small area. And if that is too much for you, then you do the first step to organizing some small area in your life. So what that can look like is, let's say you've got a closet, right? And you've got piles of clothes, everything's clean, but you've got maybe all seasons in there. You've got, if you're married, you've got you and your husbands, you might have some of your kids' stuff in there. So step 1 might just be separating the clothes. So now, instead of one big pile or all these huge piles that are all mixed together, step 1 might be, let me get all of my husband's clothes. And that might be all you do that day. It depends on how much you have. It depends on your attention span. It depends on your frustration level. Do what you can in that moment, and then you let it go. You come back another time. You can come back later that day if you want to, or you can come back the next day. It might have to take you a couple of days to kind of gain back up the motivation and strength to do it. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's what works best for you. So, find a small area and try to give that, a little bit of tender love and care, a little bit of organization, tidy it up a little bit, and notice some of these benefits that I'm going to share with you. So one benefit to organizing a space is that it allows you to focus better. So for some of us, when we have spaces that are not clean or tidy, and when I say clean, I don't mean like dirty, but I mean, if that's your situation, it is what it is. I'm not judging you whatsoever, okay? Everyone has a reason for why things are the way that they are. But I'm thinking more so of maybe it's just not tidy the way that you want it, and some people consider that to be not clean. But if it's also actually not clean, then that's just another piece of taking one of those little steps to get that space to the place that you need it to be, is that you might need to clean it once you've gotten everything cleared off and all that kind of stuff. And that's just one of your steps. It just is what it is. No judgment. But when we have spaces like that around our home or our office or our car, it can take up space in our brain. It's taking up space. It's not paying rent, as they say. It's just taking up space, which makes it harder for us to think clearly and to be motivated to do certain things, because it's taking away our focus. Because in the back of our head, we're thinking, man, I got to get that closet done. Man, it's been too long. We done moved five years ago, 6 months ago, and that closet still ain't done. And so when we actually take care of that area that's not organized and clean, then we get to reclaim that focus that was stolen by it. It can help us to feel less stress and less overwhelm. Again, if it's taking up space in our brain and our hearts, then there's a level of stress that comes with that frustration and stress of it's not done. Oh, I got one more thing. Or it makes it hard for you to do things on this list of self-care, because you feel like, well, I can't sit and smell a candle. I can't sit outside. I can go for a 10-minute walk. I need to do my closet. But you notice that you're still not doing it. It creates stress and it creates overwhelm. So this is one to encourage you to let it go so that you can take care of yourself, but also give it some intentional time. Actually sit down and say to yourself, I am going to do 10 minutes. Set a timer. That's my favorite suggestion. Set a timer. I'm going to spend 10 minutes in this closet today. And that's it. And then maybe I'll spend 10 more minutes tomorrow. Actually tackling it will help to reduce the stress and overwhelm that you feel. It'll help you to feel lighter. Was it my closet? It was some area that I had finally got to organize and get to a better state, right? And when I finally got it done, it made me feel so much better. It made me more motivated to clean another area. It made me more motivated to do something else. And for me, as a creative, as they call it, it actually helped me to be more creative, because it freed up all of that stress and overwhelm and that focus that it was taking from me. It helped to clear all of that up. So now I could think clearer, and I felt lighter in my home. I felt lighter in that space once I got that area organized and cleaned up. It can actually help you to save money. Sometimes we, depending on the area that might need organization, some little tender love and care, sometimes we have items in that area that we can't remember are there because we can't see them, or we just don't remember that it's over there in that pile or in that box or whatever it is. And so when the need for that item comes up, you're probably thinking, I really feel like I have that item. I don't know where it is. Or you might have completely forgotten that it even existed in your home. So then what are you going to do? You're going to go out and buy that item. So when we actually take the time to organize our spaces, however long it takes, eventually it will help you to save money, because then you won't be buying duplicates of things that you already own. I have been guilty of that. It helps you to improve your sleep. Sometimes a lot of this stuff is really repetitive. It's that the stress and that the focus that it takes up in your mind can actually kind of sit there, and you may not even be aware of why it's so hard for you to get to sleep at night. It can actually improve your sleep when you take care of these areas, because you're not sitting there thinking about the 105th thing on your to-do list, which is to organize your closet. Now that's taken care of. So as you start dealing with things like that, it helps you to sleep better. It helps you to get to sleep better. It also helps you to stay asleep longer. So this, amongst other things, when you actually tackle these things, you can either give it over to God, or, let it go and say, I can't control it. Day one was create a worry box. You can put it in the worry box. That takes that load off of you mentally and even physically. You can set it aside as a to-do list. I'm going to spend 10 minutes in my closet every week. So now you've taken that mental load off. You can start to relax a lot better, a lot easier, because now that mental stress has been relieved. And your space can look better. It's aesthetically pleasing, as they say. You can call it feng shui or whatever you want to call it, but some of us, when we have our space decorated well as organized, we actually feel better. Some of us that we just enjoy that type of thing. If we're at heart, we're an interior decorator, or we just love different colors, and we love seeing our pictures up on the wall that have been in boxes for months to years. It helps us to feel better. So all of these are reasons why organizing just a little bit of your space and just taking a little bit of time each day or each week to take care of that can actually help you to feel better mentally. Which is why self-care is so important. Remember, mental health is different from mental illness. That if we don't take care of our mental health, it can lead to some of the mental illnesses that you may be aware of. Some of them are, genetic, and they're kind of just in our bloodline. There are some that we can actually develop by not taking care of ourselves. So it's just as important as our physical health. If you don't take care of your physical health, diabetes is a really good one. So type 1 diabetes, people are born with, right? It has nothing to do with, lifestyle or anything like that. Type 2 can be also in the bloodline. It also can be, parts of it can be related to, our lifestyle and things like that, but it's not entirely due to that. So it's good to be aware that you can, in some ways, prevent it for some of us, and for others, you can help better manage it if it is kind of just there in your bloodline in your life by taking care of yourself. So this is why self-care is so important. If you take the time to take care of your mental health, you can feel better. You can prevent different issues from coming up. If you look at a scale, if you go to the doctor and the doctor asks you on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your pain, right? I want you to use that scale for your emotions, for your emotional state, for how you're feeling. You can do the same thing on a scale of 1 to 10. How angry are you? How frustrated are you? How anxious are you? So once you're able to kind of gauge that, and for some of us that may take some time, so you might start realizing, oh man, I'm at a 4 or I'm at a 5, right there, that tipping point, in the middle. Start to realize if that's how you start your day. Or just notice where you are in that moment. In that moment you say, I feel like I'm anxious at like a level 3. That's now your baseline. So that's now where you're starting when it comes to dealing with situations, handling things, processing things. You're starting at a level 3 in this example. So the next thing that comes up that may create some level of anxiety or stress for you, you're coming from a level 3 instead of a level 0. So imagine what the response will be like if, for instance, something that typically would cause you to be at a level, let's say 3 on the anxiety scale of 1 to 10, instead of you going to a 3 because of that situation, you're now going to a 6 because your baseline was 3, not 0. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not a big numbers person. I'm not a fan of them. But instead of you starting at 0, you're starting at 3. And if the situation tends to take you to 3, you're not going to 3 now, you're going to 6 because you started at 3. Hopefully that makes sense. So we have to learn to take care of ourselves, notice where we are, notice how we're feeling, be mindful of these things, and practice good self-care. So I want to offer a few tips, about 30 tips I'm offering you this month, one for each day. Feel free to do a new one each day like I am. I'm doing these with you. Or you can pick a few and practice doing them every day. So if you like a full list of the 30 tips, you can get those by going to my website, mindfuledgesolutions.com. Sign up for my mailing list. I will not bug you, probably send a newsletter once a month. but it's free. You can download it, use it however you choose. It also gives you an area to take notes, to track your self-care activities, as well as to set goals for yourself. So I hope this was helpful for you. September is Self-Care Awareness Month. So I wanted to offer some free assistance, free help for anyone who is interested. So please like, subscribe, share, and join me each day on this 30-day self-care challenge. I hope you all enjoy your holiday. I hope you all enjoy your day. I encourage you to take care of yourself by practicing good self-care, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day and stay mindful.